Hey guys, it's Coach Layton. Please say hello to my little Bitmoji. I love that guy. Go Yankees! You may be wondering why we use connecting themes in social studies. Well, it sure helps us to better understand how different concepts work together. And you know what? That makes it a little bit easier to understand the world and the events that are going on around us. So, conflict and change. Well, when there's a conflict between or within societies, change is the result. Ask yourself, when you have conflicts with your friends, does it change your friendship or can it change your friendship? If so, how? And ask yourself this, why do you make changes in your life? And why is it that there's always some change that follows after conflict? Culture. Looking smooth in my sunglasses up there. Yeah. The culture of a society is the product of the religion, beliefs, customs, traditions, and the government of that society. So consider this. How would you describe your family's culture? How do government actions affect your culture? Should schools try to influence or reflect the students' cultures? What cultural conflicts have you seen in your school or in the United States? Why do you choose the friends that you choose? Is there a cultural aspect to that? Hmm. Now, as a society increases in complexity and as it interacts with other societies, the complexity of the government also increases. Now, think about it this way. How have your responsibilities changed as your family changed or as you've gotten older? In what ways do the rules in sports, for instance, get more complicated at different levels? I mean, it's a lot different playing T-ball to playing for the Yankees in the major leagues, right? So how have society and government adapted to each other's growing complexities? Human environmental interaction. Humans, society, and the environment, we all affect each other. So how has the landscape changed when neighborhoods are built? What jobs are available or unavailable because of the physical geography near you? What are the positive and negative consequences of human environment interaction? And how does the environment affect food choice? Man, I tell you what, I went fishing last weekend down in the Okefenokee, had an awesome time. Wonderful human environmental interaction. Didn't catch nearly as many fish as I would have liked to have, but had a great time out there in the swamp anyway. It's beautiful out there. Love it. All right, location. Location, location, location. Location affects a society's economy, culture, and development. How does your family decide to make and spend money? What changes have occurred in your life since moving from elementary school to middle school? What are some examples that demonstrate how location affects your society's economy, your culture, and your development? How do opportunities change? For instance, jobs or food or homes, the standard of living. How do clothes and the decisions that people make about what to wear, how do they change depending on where do you live? And why do people eat different foods in different parts of the world? And why is it that now, we got school and I don't miss going swimming too much because I don't have a pool, but I sure do miss going fishing. Gonna have to work on that one. All right. The movement or migration of people and ideas affects all societies involved. How have your ideas, opinions, your likes, and your dislikes changed since going from sixth grade to seventh? What are some of the cultural differences within different regions of the United States? In other words, what about languages? What about slang? What about favorite foods or even the accents? What about the sports people watch, the clothes that they wear? How do those things change even within different regions of our own country? What are some of the reasons that people move? And how do people change when they move from one place to another. I tell you what, sometimes you move from a cold place to a warm place, or from a warm place to a hot place, or from a hot place back to a cold place. And does that have an impact? And don't forget, movement and migration also includes ideas. So when you listen to the radio, watch TV, check out a movie, or read a book, you're actually experiencing intellectual movement. Okay? All right. This is Chef Bitmoji Brian Layton, and I want to tell you about production because I do so many wonderful things in my kitchen. Okay, maybe not really. Well, I try. But production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services produced by the society are affected by the location, the customs, the beliefs, and the laws of that society. What are the elements that make up an economy? How are the things you want to buy, how are they produced? How do stores get things that you want to buy? And how do you decide what to buy? What factors determine the price of the things that you want to buy? I tell you what, that cheeseburger looks pretty good, and some of that bread looks good too. And seeing those in a store might impact our decision about what we want to eat or what we don't. Now, while change occurs over time, oh, look at the baby. There, there is continuity to the basic structure of that society. How has school changed, and how has it stayed the same since you were in kindergarten? How can a society change but have its basic components remain the same over time? And why do some things remain the same when society is always changing? Think about it this way. Even over a long period of time, you know what? Fields and their ability to grow flowers or crops, the Grand Canyon and other events like that, they stay relatively the same, even over time. That's continuity. But then when we consider about the journey that a human takes from being a baby to being an older person, definitely a lot of change that takes place, right? I wish I could tell you that I'm as young and as vibrant and as active as I used to be, but that's simply not true. And what has the most impact on that? Well, maybe some of the things that I eat, or maybe some of the things that have happened, but most especially time. Time has an impact. Okay? Well, I hope that going through these connecting themes, I hope that that's refreshed your mind about some things. You may know, maybe jogged your memory. And I'm excited about working together as we study this wonderful world around us. Okay? Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.